Hi, this is Snapchat Interviews with Patricia, and we are now in season 2, focused on fashion. So we are here with Margaret Williamson of Respect by PRSVR, and her better half, or not even better, her significant other, her partner in crime. He's going to be in and out. But we are here at their new space, Respect by PRSVR, and we're going to talk about their new pieces, their new seasons, and what Chicago has to offer with Respect PRSVR. The first thing I want to know is where did it all start? Because you guys have been, you guys are a seasoned brand now, because this is almost your 5th season or 4th season in September?
We will be 4 years old in September.
Nice.
And PRSVR, which stands for Persevere, is the brand.
Mm-hmm.
So it started in September of 2012, and with the famous leather track pants.
Yes.
And that really put us on the map, and from there we've been really fortunate enough to be paired with a lot of celebrity stylists.
Mm-hmm.
Empire bought a lot of stuff from us and put it in their first season.
Mm-hmm.
We had a McDonald's commercial. We've done New York Fashion Week, and now we're here having our retail storefront in the heart of Chicago, and just opened a new location in Washington D.C.
That's exciting. So basically, tell us where you started off, though, because that is a huge leap. A lot of times people, when they think about their goal, they're just like, okay, I want to have this, that, and the other. But what were the beginnings for you and Brandon?
When I met my husband, we met and got married in 6 months.
That's awesome.
And he kept bringing out these one-off pieces. You'd have a really dope ostrich luggage piece, or this really cool sweatshirt, or a really cool jacket. And I would ask him, where are you getting these things? He's like, oh, I made them. And so he had conceptualized this brand. At the time, they called it Persevere, which is to persevere in French. And it was 3 guys, they were high school or college roommates, and they were making samples, but just life gets in the way. It costs money to start things, and so it never got off the ground.
Right.
And when I met him, I think he just needed someone to say, "Hey, you're really onto something. Let's try it."
An extra push.
Yeah, and that was it. So really, I just feel like I helped him as an incubator. Just kind of helped him actualize the vision that he had already had. So we launched in September of 2012. And is that right? I keep saying 2012. Yeah, that would be right.
Yeah. We are in 2016.
It's gone by so fast. And we literally put the website up. We had one of each piece in that first collection. We would go meet clients in parking lots. We would have them come over. We had a work-live space, so we literally lived in the back. We had a tiny little showroom in the front over in the Pilsen neighborhood in Chicago. We packed everything up and went out to Houston for All-Star Weekend and stayed in this little crappy motel, and Tiana Taylor was out there.
Right.
And so her stylist saw that we had posted that we were out in Houston and randomly hit us up via Instagram saying, Tiana lost her luggage, is there anything you guys can do? Come meet us at this hotel. So we just put everything in a bag. We didn't know what we were doing.
Right.
Went over there, laid it out. She's like, I love this. And it was our red leather track pants and a red leather and suede Leatherman jacket that we have. And she put it on, snapped a selfie in the mirror, and from there it kind of just took off.
Yeah.
So
that's really exciting. That's awesome. And have you guys noticed that a lot of times the opportunities that you guys have encountered have been unexpected? What type of things do you guys plan for?
Planning is funny. I think you want to be prepared, and that's kind of what we focus on more. Is my dad would always tell me, good luck. And you know what luck is? It's when opportunity meets preparation. So, I feel like people can get stuck in this planning stage for years and years and years and wanting to make sure they've dotted every I and crossed every T. And they can get stuck in that because nothing's ever going to be perfect. It's never going to be the perfect time. You're never going to have the right amount of money. Excuse me. So we just are of the mindset of when God says move, you move, and when doors open, you walk through them. So we tend to be a little impulsive.
Yeah.
But it works for us.
Yeah, impulse, nothing's wrong with impulse at all. And I think the biggest reason why you guys caught my eyes, because one, I love everything that they have. As you can see, I wear it every day. But I love how ready to wear everything is. And I'm a big advocate, quality over quantity. We can always have like a huge wardrobe, but if you have some statement pieces, some great silhouettes, I think that speaks volumes when it comes from fashion, and then taking it and making it your own style. So your pieces, both you guys' pieces, do a great job being salient with style and fashion and quality. So that's the biggest thing. So the main question that I always think of or want to ask with Snapchat interviews with Patricia with season 1, season 2 is what inspires you guys? Because obviously you guys are one unit, but I love how you said he had all these ideas and I viewed and said, let's keep it moving. So I feel like you guys are like really great balance, like yin and yang, it's perfection. So what inspires you to motivate, and what inspires him, like when you guys are doing the brainstorming for the seasons?
Yeah. I mean, I would say PRSVR is a brand for people who live and work in the city. So it's definitely going to be pieces that are highly functional, that are comfortable, that have some style to them, a little bit of edge. But we are definitely inspired by that kind of 90s hip hop era.
Yes.
You're gonna feel, that touch of lavishness, the little extra details, but we want to keep it elevated. So like you said, we want it to fit into your wardrobe. Our mascot, for example, is the flamingo. So all of our lining, like on your jacket,
I love it.
is bright
super
pink. Instead of doing like the heavy logoing, maybe that you saw in the 90s, we have this nod on the inside. We picked the flamingo because it's this bird who stands out, but not because it makes all this crazy noise or it flaps around everywhere. No, it just has this striking appearance. And then it can balance on one foot. So, all of us, we have so many things that are happening all around that we can stay balanced and stay central. So I know Brandon draws a lot of his inspiration from, that 90s hip hop era, a lot of musical influences, and then just everyday life, as we go on and through this we've gotten married, we've had children, and we realize that pieces have to be functional. Like the footwear pieces, they need to be cute, they need to be stylish, but they have to be comfortable too, because we want to wear them all day. So that inspires him. For me, the inspiration just from the time I was a young girl, I had a friend of mine whose parents worked together. And I just thought that was such a cool dynamic that they had created this wealth together and they spent their days together working. And so I knew, even before I knew I would get married, that, hey, I want to form something with my partner. And, Brandon afforded me that opportunity. And it is, it's the highest of highs and can be the lowest of lows, because you never, if you get in a fight with your boss at work, you get to leave. Well, I have to, go home and cook him dinner. So it's a little different, but, my inspiration really just, comes from him and seeing how passionate he is about what it is, and then it is so cool to, see people like yourself that come in and decide to spend their money on what we've created, and that's such a humbling experience and feeling. So it's been fun. There are a lot of things I have to congratulate you guys on. First off, your growing family. Thank you. Yes, I know. I'm like 9 months pregnant right now, so it's coming. Working mother at her finest. But that's the major thing that I am so inspired by with PRSVR and all their lines, is that you guys are positive no matter what. And even if there are moments of discouragement or negativity, you guys go with life. And that's what Chicago is: diversity, simplicity, practicality, perseverance. There you go. And one thing, my favorite pieces is literally everything. But this season, the nude runners that Margaret is wearing, and definitely I already have my pair. They just launched like a few weeks ago, right? Yep, they just dropped. So, and then you guys in the DC store, you guys have the broccoli runners. Exactly. So it's all like olive colors with the, the embossed camo leather, which is a signature of ours. You get like the nubuck suede. And then obviously full like lambskin, cowhide, leather lining. Yeah, really, and I love its 90s silhouette for sure. And I think we're the people who grew up in the 90s is kind of a dying breed, because like kids who grew up in the 2000s,
you guys are taking over technology-wise. You guys have mastered it all. I'm starting to feel it myself. But I think the great thing about you guys' line is that you pay homage to the 90s, and it's actually getting traction from the youth, you know?
Yeah.
They actually appreciate 90s, and now it's starting to be like the more antique decade, but I feel like it has so much, and the fact that you guys are bringing it into 2016, you're just up in the bar. So I love it. What are some other pieces? So what is the name of this season? Because I know you guys just launched fall.
So we just launched spring. So we kind of do things, a little bit different than kind of your high fashion haute couture lines, because they always kind of tend to be almost a year ahead.
Right.
We, just being real people, we're real consumers, we like to show our clients what they can come in the store and buy right now and wear right now. So we call our seasons, break them into, so like spring for us is transformation, which is what we're in right now. So you'll see pieces like, for example, this is our classic flight jacket that you have on now. We did a style of that's the same kind of feeling with the twill and the lambskin, but it's called the pilot jacket, and it has short sleeves.
Oh, got it.
So, it's a time of the year where we all are transforming. You see the flowers blooming, everything becomes greener. So our colors lighten up. You'll see the greens, the nudes are big for us this season, cranberries, kind of earth tones, things like that.
Yeah.
And then we'll move into vacation, and that's gonna be all summer. And I know he's got some exciting things planned with that. You'll really feel that nod to the 90s.
Yeah.
But the coolest part is I don't even sometimes know what's coming out until it shows up. And then it's just my job to put it together and pitch it to the clients and present it in a way that it makes sense.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I really appreciate this summer or this season are the different colors. Because I remember one of their signature pieces is the ribbed moto jacket.
Yeah.
That was from the first season, right? And it's awesome because it's so versatile. It's not only a leather jacket, but it also can unzip the sleeves and it becomes a vest. So like the practicality of it is like, I love it. See, I like doing Snapchat interviews because all of it is me just gushing the whole time because like I'm gonna go home and just like put on all these outfits. But one great thing I do like are you guys also are great incubators for other designers in Chicago. So I know Misanthrope, correct?
Yeah.
So Misanthrope, you do some really great work with them, and you make sure that you are incubating and helping other people get their foot in the door with exposing them to your clientele and the different pieces and styling. So I really, really love like all the pieces, but PRSVR, yes, it's like one of my mains. But what are some? Can you guys like give us some hints of what's coming up for the vacation season? Because I know you're going to be surprised. I'm honestly going to be surprised.
I mean, I wish that I could.
Yeah.
I would, I would spill the beans if I knew what they, what they were going to be. But, I think that's the coolest part about our brand is that nowadays fashion is so accessible. With social media, it's so cool that we can all be front row at these fashion shows, where before those were meant for like industry insiders only, and those things would be secret until those collections dropped. So we're kind of, nodding back to that era where you don't know until it's out. Instead of giving people a year to, build up and kind of get used to things, we sort of do this kind of like flash mob mentality and just kind of show you when it's here and it's ready. But I will say, what you were saying about other brands, so that was big for us when we moved to our retail space and why we called it Respect. So PRSVR stands for persevere, but it also has the acronym of the fundamentals that we think are necessary for perseverance. So passion, resilience, sacrifice, values, and respect. And so, we thought, what better way to show and earn respect than showing it to other people and other brands. So we really try to focus on minority and independent designers, and like you said, give them a platform and a way for them to showcase their brands, even children. So we paired with the Dream On Education here in Chicago, and it was about 30 students. They broke into small groups. They each designed, small pieces. And so each of those groups will have the opportunity now to produce those pieces of clothing. So from hats, hoodies, t-shirts, simple things. But they'll be doing a pop-up shop in store. And there'll be events like that all the time. So, just a constantly revolving door of inventory, of artwork, of furniture, of apparel, footwear, everything. A full lifestyle store.
Yeah. So this is like the best incubation location for fashion, and it just shows like how fashion is evolving in the new millennium. So tell us more about the projects you guys are going to be doing. So when is the first launch for the kids? Tell us again, what is the name of that?
Yeah, so it's through Dream On Education, which is a non-for-profit organization here in Chicago that pairs with, kind of underserved communities in our neighborhoods and pairs them up with high achieving students. So those that have, wonderful attendance, good grades, and provides them with these really unique opportunities.
Right.
So our role in it is we went in one day, we kind of just talked to them about following their dreams, what that could look like. And then they went through this kind of case competition and presented their apparel pieces and their mood boards. And so now we'll be manufacturing them. And later this summer, I think it'll probably be even around Labor Day.
Nice.
They'll be doing a pop-up shop in here. Aside from that, we do events. There's on the 29th of this month, there's going to be like a 90s throwback party with like a fashion presentation, a DJ. We just like to do different types of things. And so all of that you can, look forward. You can constantly check us out on Instagram at PRSVR or locally in Chicago at respect _ Chicago. To connect with us there. And what's the coolest part is that Brandon and I are the ones that own and operate the organization. So if you DM us, it's us responding. If you send an email, it's coming from one of the owners that are responding back to you.
Right. So yeah, and it makes you feel like inclusive as well as the exclusivity of the product. So that's one thing I appreciate. There's many times we're all guilty of being on Instagram in the middle of the night, and if you see something that catches your eye, it's so great to be able to just talk to the person who actually is making it. So that direct contact with you, it's like you have a whole new control over the fashion and the styling of your own wardrobe. And it's not really anyone else's. It's your vision, but it's definitely it becomes the clientele style, which is what I love about it.
Definitely. Okay.
So we're gonna look at some pieces, we'll bring some pieces in, but this location is obviously located in Chicago, and the new location, Respect by PRSVR, is at 1822 West Grand Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. So check it out. You guys can check it out on Instagram, on Facebook, at their website, because if it's already sold out, I already got mine. But yeah, thanks so much, Margaret.
Thank you.
So excited to look at like more of your stuff and see the vacation season after the spring.
I know.
Yeah, thanks. All right, so now we get the exclusive look of some of the pieces from Respect by PRSVR from the previous seasons as well as this season. So we're going to talk about the flight pants or the track sweatpants.
So the first up is kind of like our signature, what kind of put us on the map. So these are the leather luxury track pants. So you've got kind of your classic styling and the comfort of your typical sweatpants, but obviously elevated in some premium lambskin.
Right.
These were all the rage, like 2014, 2013, and still one of our best-selling pants. So what's really cool is they have that slim silhouette. They're fully lined in like the flamingo silk and satin, so you stay nice and comfortable no matter what the weather is. You've got our signature gold hardware, the interior drawstring so you can still adjust it, but you've got the detail on the outside too. So.
Awesome.
Yes, these are classic PRSVR.
Right. And then how much do these go for?
So they range, now you can kind of get some end of season sales going on. So anywhere from like $300 to $600.
So quality over quantity all day.
And any size, any color. So what's really unique about PRSVR as well is that if you ever need more length on your inseam or you have wider shoulders, you can come into one of our showrooms, get measured, and it doesn't cost you anything extra to get something custom made. It just takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So our next piece that we're going to talk about is our moto jacket.
Sure, yeah, we can take a look at that. So it's one that I know a silhouette that you have, Patricia, in the black one. So this is just showing some of the color work that we can also do. So this is in like this great bumblebee yellow.
Perfect for the spring.
Yeah, so all of our pieces, his and hers, our jackets especially, can have a men's cut or a women's cut. So the women's cut's gonna be a little bit more cropped, a little bit more tailored through your mid-rib section, but they all are gonna have the same kind of detailing. So this great like leather ribbing, you're gonna have the hardware, and like you said, the special part is that these sleeves actually zip off, so you also can turn it into a leather vest. So it really works all year round. You can dress it up, dress it down. Really should become a wardrobe staple.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. The color's amazing. But I have the black, to be honest. Right. I do love the black.
Black is good.
Yeah. And also the great thing that I failed to mention until now is that not only does PRSVR do men and women's lines, but the B2 line just launched, or the second season just launched back in October.
Yes.
And so basically all that you guys see, you can get it for your mini-me. So we always see mommy and me outfits, so we can do daddy and me and mommy and me.
So for example, the jacket that you have on right now, this is one of our classics. So this is the classic flight jacket. This is the new season, so the aviation jacket in the kids. So we call this the co-pilot suit. It can come in, you've got the cute little matching pants as well, and any colors. So you could do the olive green, you can do cranberry, black, red, tan, but the same kind of attention to detail and the same great materials and fabrics that you're gonna find in your adult pieces, just kind of made pint size for your mini-me's.
Yeah.
So it's gone, really well, and with us having B2, who's our son, so Brandon the second, it really just, made us want to create some really cool pieces for little kids. I mean, we get it. A lot of times people are like, oh, these kids would rather be wearing Elmo and cartoons and all this stuff. I don't think so. I mean, I think if Brandon could choose, he wants to look like his dad. Yeah. And it's really cool to be able to provide that opportunity.
Yeah. And Snapchat Interviews was actually with B2's second season launch. So if you guys want to check out season 1 with PRSVR, you guys can actually look at the fashion show that you guys had for the second season, which is awesome. Yeah. So cool. As you can see, PRSVR really includes the whole family. It's not just for men, not just for women, but it's for your little guys too. It's great. In our last piece, we were talking about the cafe runners, and you guys have just launched the shoe, and not only just the shoe, but in the colors. So I know the nude runner was previewed in Chicago, and then the broccoli was previewed for DC store.
Right. So this is our cafe runner silhouette. So again, something that's just going to be really comfortable, great, especially for the spring and summer seasons. I'm a no sock person, so these are perfect with that leather lining. It stays really comfortable. You don't have any of that kind of rubbing, and it stretches nicely with your foot. So function and comfort are huge for us. You get the great, attention to detail. You've got the waxed laces that are dyed in the exact same colors, so everything stays, really kind of that monotone look. But you've got all these great textures, from the suede to the camo, the smooth leather, everything like that. So we run in men's sizes from a 7 through a 13. So I think, as long as you're women around like a size 8, 8.5, then you're good to go.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you so much for showing all these pieces.
No problem.
And you guys, be sure to check out the Instagram, the Facebook. Come into their showroom at 1822 West Grand Avenue in Chicago, Illinois. So get excited. I think this has been Snapchat Interviews with Patricia. Thank you so much, Margaret. Send our regards to Brandon as well.
Of course, yes.
And B2, because you guys are just a family of entrepreneurs. And remember, when you guys check out your website, the Black Wealth Matter t-shirts even too. So that'll be the audience's homework, Black Wealth Matter t-shirts. All right, signing off, this is Snapchat Interviews with Patricia, Season 2, Fashion.